welcome to GloryHoundd's Top 3 Games with
DrGloryHogg,
Greg Dickson.
And today we're down at our lovely Games U in Gilbert, Arizona. And we would like to talk about three games each. So technically nine games. I mean math.
That's how math works.
That make us panic.
Yeah.
What do you mean by panic?
Like heart beating fast.
Like tense? Like
hands
stressed
shaking,
out?
trying
A little
to
bit
finish
nervous.
the game.
I'm sweating. I could punch a baby while I'm playing.
Whoa.
I can tell
It
stories.
gets stressed out sometimes.
I do
because,
not
like,
condone violence against infants.
I mean, geez.
They're so soft.
Unless they have it coming. Some infants are asking for a good punch
I'll
in the
tell
face.
you some stories. But let's start talking
I'm
about
just
these
saying.
games.
Okay, talk about these games. So number 3.
What's your panic game?
We're getting right
Greg?
into it.
Let's do
Greg
it.
Dickson.
Am I going first?
That's
Yeah.
right.
All right, you guys.
Oh.
You ready for this bad boy?
Okay.
Now, only when I'm being chased, Spectre Ops.
Spectre
Never cover my
Ops.
face. I'm the draw.
Oh
for
my
these
goodness,
games.
really?
I was doing the fans of...
Spectre Ops is your panic game. Well, I guess you're
when
number
you're
3. Okay.
When you're being
okay.
chased...
Okay, so like when you're the guy that's running around like trying to
Yeah.
avoid everybody secretly.
Have you guys played this one?
I played
Yes.
it.
Yeah. We played this a bunch when it
Okay.
first came out. It's been a little while since I played
No,
it,
I
but
can see what you're saying. When you're being chased.
you're being chased. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not like, I'm not losing sleep over it, but yeah, I mean, it's tense. You're running around.
Okay.
You're trying to plan ahead. You're trying to dodge them. They all have these cool special abilities. They're getting in the car. They're checking the radar.
Okay.
There's a lot to consider,
makes
and
sense.
everyone's getting ganged up on you, and you're
Okay.
trying to get out of there safe.
You're
so
a baby. We got it.
I'm a baby.
All right, guys.
So
But
you
not-
don't take stress very well is what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
You don't like being hunted?
Okay, I'm going to give you guys crap about your choices.
You can't give me crap because mine are good. Ready?
Okay.
So my number 3
Number
Boring.
3.
is Dr. Eureka, which is a tiny game.
What a baby.
It's a Dex game.
It's a little baby game.
But
no.
it's actually so my first experience playing this
All right.
was at was it Kinderspiel or Spielathon? It was a tournament that you were there. It was a tournament. She's like, give me the blank look. It was a tournament, but essentially
was
what
your
it
other girlfriend.
is it
Maybe.
is a fast-paced game that's timed because you're racing the other player. So you'll get a card.
Well, okay, so I do have to say the racing games where you're like looking over there and then another player's like, and you're like, what the fuck? How are they so good at
Yeah,
this? Why are they so good?
because you get a card that gives you a combination of how you've got to make all these different marbles in these beakers match. And
I
I
can't
remember
do
I
this
was
game.
racing it, and I was racing somebody, and then you knock over your beaker, and as your marbles roll out, you're like, no! And you have to like try to like get it back in there and try
I
to
think
fill it up.
if you lose a
I
marble,
think
you're
you're
out.
done, yeah.
you're dead.
Yeah.
But it gets to be
Yeah.
really fast paced. Your hands are shaking, and you're trying to like gently like tip.
Oh,
these
my
in
hands
while you're
don't shake
switching.
when I'm handling marbles.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Let's just let that sink in.
So, but it's
Hand check.
It's a fast
I'm
paced
sorry.
game because you have to beat the other people there. So if you're playing against 4 people or more, it's very fast paced. Your heart's beating
I
fast.
feel like you're missing
Yeah.
some marbles.
Well,
No, that's it. It's
that's
only
normal.
It's only 6
with this
Or-
podcast. That's normal with
yeah,
this
6.
podcast. Yeah.
That's it. So it's actually a really good game. It's a cheap game.
Yeah.
It's good for kids, adults. It's heart. Your heart beats fast because you're racing other people.
I agree with that.
Definitely.
When I've played this game, my heart does also race because
Yeah.
like
it's 100% a quick, fast.
because I want to
dexterity
finish
game.
faster than the other player, and
You want to
Yeah.
finish first.
I
And
do.
we were
Everybody
doing
wants to
it
finish
at,
first.
It was a
okay?
tournament,
Unless-
so it was a
unless
bunch
you're
of
selfless.
different.
That's right.
There's a bunch of different Dex games, and then like if you won them, you won prizes, and it was for charity.
All right.
So it was a really big.
That's a good one. Dr. Eureka's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Number 3
What about your
Mine
number 3? Yeah.
is Captain Sonar.
Okay.
There's nothing worse than playing Captain Sonar real time, and you're shouting across the table. You're like, "Can we fire missiles? Can we fire missiles
Yeah,
right
that's
now?"
true. That's good. And then when you have the part where you overheat and you've got to, as a team, draw around your ship because
Yeah,
you're
like
surface.
that. Playing that in real time is just sheer panic. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm making the right decisions.
And you're yelling over
anymore.
each other.
Yeah, I'm trying to get somebody down the thing. Like, did we get the mines ready?
And you're trying to track them, and you're like, I think they went down.
Why
I think
can't
I
we
heard them
move
say
south?
down.
Why can't we move south right now?
Oh, if you're the guy who's mapping it out and you screw that up,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the worst feeling.
Because everyone looks at you. The captain's like, "Where are they?" And you're like, "I have no idea."
You're
I
like,
don't know.
nah.
They are in the water currently.
Fire
You're
like-
some
not dry
stuff around
docked.
here.
Either Bahrain or the Gulf of Mexico. One or the other. I'm not positive.
They're either 100% in the water or they're in the sky.
Just send
One of those
battleships
two.
to both.
Well, and
please.
apparently, like, I'm a decent artist until like I'm timed and I have to like make a ship in the lines somehow. Like, that's too much for
It's-
me.
Do you need to
definitely a good
redo
panic
kindergarten so you can learn to color within the lines?
Only when
Yeah.
I'm being timed or like there's somebody
start
chasing
timing.
I have
me.
a feeling I didn't get the memo. I think you guys were thinking top 3 real-time games.
No,
necessarily.
just
Okay.
ones that make you panic.
Well, what's your number 2? Let's see if you just failed at this topic.
Okay, my
Okay.
number 2 I think you'll agree on because it's actually the same designer as Dr. Eureka. It's a
Okay.
little bit lesser known. It's by Blue Orange. It's called Kaboom.
Ooh.
Kaboom.
Ooh,
We'll
Tell
cover
me
his
more.
face.
fancy.
Yeah,
Have you guys not played
that.
Kaboom?
I haven't played Kaboom.
Oh,
Okay.
Kaboom.
A mad dash to build or crash. That
Okay.
sounds
When it
very
says
panic.
Mad Dash on the cover, you know that it's tense.
This is a tense game. It's
All
too
right, you guys
tense.
filibuster while I open
Too
this box.
tense.
2 to 5 players.
Who's
Wow.
it made by?
Blue Orange Games.
Blue Orange Games. Okay, it looks very colorful. Ooh, it's so pretty.
So in this game,
So
you're going to
pretty.
have a whole array of tiles.
See, this is timed, so that's another panic
is.
game
Wow.
because there's
this
time.
has a real time element. So you're gonna have
Okay,
a whole,
real time.
A whole, all these tiles are gonna be laid out, and they're gonna show you little structures that you have to build, and you have a very limited amount of time to
Okay.
build these structures.
So it's very similar to Dr. Eureka in,
Yeah.
that, in that aspect.
You're
You're
having to
designer.
quickly
rushing-
build something.
Yes.
Yeah,
Same
you're
designer.
rushing to build something
Ooh.
against everybody
See
else.
how hard that was to do? Just
Like one after
in and
another
of
like that.
itself.
Yeah.
But meanwhile,
It's probably because I was bumping the table mostly. I mean,
I thought I had a touch of the palsy. Now, meanwhile, that's hard enough, but all the other players have their little handy-dandy catapults, and they're launching projectiles at your structures.
No way,
while
really?
you're trying to build them. I can't believe you guys haven't played this game.
Wow.
Pull this out like every other game night when there's like 10, 20 minutes at the end.
oh, that's
mic.
fantastic.
And you're looking for a filler,
That's
it's-
fantastic.
this is the one.
That's
Okay.
the one.
Wow.
So,
We'll have to check that out. I
So-
like anything with catapults. Is
The
always a plus.
panicky portion of this, is it because you're trying to build things so fast, or because
Yeah.
people
So
are
for,
knocking
for
them
every
down?
tile that you build during the time, you get to keep that tile and you get the points associated
As
with
soon
it.
as you're finished building it, or at the end
No,
of the
when
time?
the time runs out.
Okay.
So they have the whole
Okay.
time to knock them down while you're trying
Do they
to
have
Wow,
limited
get wrecked.
resources?
They do have a
In
limited
real time.
They do
Get
have a
wrecked in real
limited
time.
amount of projectiles.
It's such a panic game. He can't even keep it on the table
I know.
during a podcast.
I know. They don't allow me to eat between shows, guys. No, it's
pretty bad.
My blood sugar. No. It's a whole. It's a very short amount of time. It's hard enough to build them as it is, and then you've got people shooting these projectiles at you. This thing is
Okay.
so fun. This is like the most underrated game. I don't know
Wow.
why. This
Yeah,
isn't
that sounds
like-
fantastic.
I don't know why this isn't like King of Tokyo level popular.
King of Tokyo level popular. All right, well, probably because it's not made by Aiello. That's the problem.
Dr. Eureka, I think, is the bigger hit of the two, and I like this one way better.
Do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
This is so fun.
All right, we're going to have to check that out. All right, Dr. GloryHogg.
All right. My number 2 has got to definitely be 5 Minute Dungeon.
5-minute dungeon.
Because you got 5 minutes. It's got the companion app.
5 minutes is more than enough time for you, right?
No. Not for that game. I got to play it more than once.
Everybody wants more than 5 minutes, guys. Okay.
You got to play it more than once. So with 5 Minute Dungeon, you essentially have to work with, however many people you're playing with. You have to work together to try to complete these different obstacles. They either be people, monsters, mini bosses, and then the main boss. And you're rushing because you've only got so many cards in your hand, and you all have to come up with the right combination to go ahead and beat them. So it's super fast-paced.
I think that if you definitely play 5-minute dungeon the right way, where you're just like flinging out cards, it does get very panicky, especially when somebody keeps on like laying the same cards that you are. And you're
Yes,
like,
and you're like, no, I already
Why?
put down
Why?
a sword.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
we
say-
don't need more fighting.
You say the right way, but that's the only way. 'Cause you've
Yeah.
got 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If you're not playing it that way, you're losing. You have to go
you
as
can wait
fast
2
as
seconds
possible.
to make sure somebody else throws it out. No,
No.
No
It's-
time.
Yeah, you start
Move.
rushing, and then you start
playing
duplicating
it wrong.
cards, and
I'm
then
playing
you start.
wrong.
Then you get to the point where you're like, I don't feel like we can beat this guy. We've got to start discarding to draw again. It's definitely very panicky because you do have that 5 minutes, and the whole time it's counting you down.
It is.
And,
yeah.
and the app
the,
kind of like taunts
the
you, too.
timer,
Yeah.
it does. It
Yeah.
goes
It
down
reminds
like that.
you like
Yeah.
you're running out of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
We
so
played this
You're
like
gonna
7
fail
times in a
soon.
row during Gen Con. We played this over
yeah,
and over and
yeah,
over
we did. We
again.
played it all the way through
It's
every version
a
of
game.
it we could.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a game that you don't play just once.
No.
You get it out and you play it many, many times.
Right, because once you're into it, you want to just keep going.
Because it's 5-minute games, guys. You got to play 5
The
minutes
5
at
minutes
least.
is
like,
fun, but
yeah.
you want that fun again.
At least
Another
6
5 minutes,
times.
So
another 5
that's why I
minutes.
consider
Yeah.
panicky, because you are kind of like, no, I've got to start. No, okay, yeah, go. That's you spend half the game going, go.
and my role in it is playing the card that we needed right after the other person played
Yes.
the card
Right.
that we needed.
That is actually
Right,
true.
yeah.
You did it almost every time. I'm like,
Yeah.
we got it, and you're like, what?
You're like,
Sword?
you're like, okay, I got the shields. What, you need shields?
Yeah, that was true. It got bad enough that we made him be the person that flipped the cards to slow him down.
Just to slow you down
Yeah.
because you were a little
was
too
just too
trigger
fast
happy.
for y'all.
You were
no,
trigger-
not too
trigger
fast.
happy.
You just were like, woo.
They call me Speedy Dixon.
What's your number 2?
All right, my number 2 is a game that everybody's played.
Does it?
It is. It's
15 minutes in heaven?
No,
7
that's not
minutes heaven?
panicky. That's not panicky for me.
All right.
Yeah.
So what do you got?
Pandemic. Pandemic Legacy. Yeah, Pandemic Legacy.
Yeah, don't forget your own game.
I'm intrigued. I don't understand how this is
So-
tense or stress-inducing.
I
Did you play Legacy?
Still,
Yeah, I played the whole first.
I still
first
get
one.
stressed out by turning those cards.
Flipping them over.
Okay, so
okay.
again, like, just whenever there's enough cubes out everywhere and stuff, and like you're getting towards the end, and you're just trying to like ensure that shit doesn't blow
You're just trying
up
to get through the
everywhere.
last 2 turns.
Like,
to win.
yeah, like flipping over those cards is so panic-inducing for
Yeah.
me. Like, I'm like, okay, go. Hold
Epidemic.
On. Hold
Everybody
on.
stop.
Hold on, guys.
Okay, I got
one
you.
at a
I
time.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Roll it out one at a time. And I have a friend who's even worse at this. Like, when we play, like, she gets like flushed and like starts sweating and
Yeah.
stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, are you okay? Like, are we
Yeah.
gonna be able to continue this game?
We had to call another doctor almost just to come help out.
Yeah, somebody other than the Dr. GloryHogg
Yeah,
just
'cause-
to help out with that. Just
Yeah,
a
my
fan.
doctorate is not
Just a
in
fan.
medicine.
Just a fan.
Not in
No,
medicine.
because it is. It's very, although it's like a lighter game and you can play, it's like all fun and games until you start getting to that last part, and then I'm like, oh my god, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Is our last hour of gameplay gonna suck? What
Any
happened?
of those co-op games where you have to flip cards to see like how it kind of turns out.
Yeah, and
you
the
get
legacy
very
version makes it even harder
panicky.
because like I don't want to play December again.
Right. Well,
Good point. Good point.
and it builds, right? So like you know that if you outbreak there, it's just going to be worse next time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so every time an outbreak happens, it just gets worse for you.
Yeah.
The problem is you guys care too much
Yeah, that
about the
board.
future of humanity.
Well,
You got to be more of a sociopath, and then you won't feel so
yikes,
tense.
Yikes. Yeah, that's true.
Well, so if that game doesn't get you going, what's your number one
okay,
panic-inducing game?
number one.
My number one is I agree. I understand what you're saying with that one. Number one is a game none of you have heard of. It's called Tessin.
Okay, I haven't heard
no
of
one
that.
has heard of
What
that.
is that game?
Did you get this when you were a boy in the 70s?
This looks pretty tore up. Where
Oh
did
my
you
God.
get
I
this?
bought it used. We didn't.
From
Not all this damage
eBay.
came from me. Someone
Okay.
else wrecked it
Tessin.
before I wrecked it. Tessin's a real-time game where you're very quickly playing cards and trying to collect sets.
Okay.
And the closer you get to having a set that you can claim, the more the other player wants it. So they're playing cards on your sets, trying to attack and take your sets before you can. So you're as fast as possible trying to create these sets in real time and take them before someone else fights them. Now, if they fight them and you have the card to defend in your hand, you can quickly play that as well.
Okay.
But
So is it kind of like Speed almost?
It's
in a
kinda
way,
like
but
Speed.
with more
Okay.
depth.
but like gamer's speed, which is not just the drug that I
Speed
have
with
that I
gamer's
took this
speed.
morning on the way over here. No,
Oh, those cards are cute.
it's cool artwork. It's a fun theme.
Yeah.
And you're
Well,
trying to get.
Speed is a good. I mean, anything that's a variant of that is always real stressful.
Yeah,
you're like,
because you're flipping
Yeah,
them out as
yeah.
fast as you can go with
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So this is cool. I mean, this is like another big underrated game in my opinion. And
Plus,
then
it's made by Van Ryder Games, which their logo looks like they straight up just rolled somebody over their car on this. Have you seen that?
you're right.
They were so speedy to get where
That's
they were
right,
going.
that's
They
right.
just ran
This
right
is-
through somebody.
we've played this
no,
a bunch.
that's Teen Wolf style. Like you're right on top of the van. You're like
Oh,
van
right.
surfing
Okay,
while
got
it's driving.
it. Got it.
So yeah, this is
Monkey
cool.
Fox, go.
This is cool. And then there's like little samurai guys that let's see if I can.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's legit. I could see that.
Yeah, and so this is cool. This is a very cool, fast, real-time, underrated little game. I bought it for like $1 somewhere at some flea market, and I'm like, this game's amazing.
You're
And we-
like, why is nobody talking about this game? God.
So yeah, and then when I did start looking it up and seeing reviews for it and stuff,
Yeah.
people who played it loved it. It just I don't think it ever really caught on.
Okay.
But yeah, if you like me in high school, we're like always playing those little speed card
So-
games and
Yeah,
stuff.
okay.
This is like the gamer version of that.
Do any of these games make your stomach hurt? when
They
you're
make-
playing
'Cause
when you're playing them.
My number one
that's
does.
like that's the number one. Is like.
Well,
is-
yeah,
do you
because-
feel like you're gonna throw up after you play this
With
game?
this one, you're like so invested on making these sets, and if someone just happens to have like the samurai card, they need to like steal it from
Okay.
you. Like, oh crap!
I'm
know?
not trying to steal the show.
Dr.
but I have
GloryHogg's
got-
number one is good.
Yeah, this number one was a hard pick between the two of us because we both wanted to talk
We
about
wanted
it.
to. I wanted to steal
But I
this
love
game, man.
this game so much.
Yeah.
I love this game so much, and
Wow.
it's so underrated.
It's so
Wow.
underrated.
This game
yeah.
is so good, it ruined Zombicide for me. Like, I'm
Yeah.
going to sell my Zombicide
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
You're right about this.
So
one.
for this one, Zombie 15.
Yeah.
So Zombie 15 was a Kickstarter we did really early on. I mean, we were babies on Kickstarter then.
Yeah, Kickstarter babies.
And the game essentially, it's a zombie game, but it lives up to its name. It's 15 minutes. You got 15
Of
minutes
terror.
to collect
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever the objective is and get everyone out alive.
Well,
and the
15
scary
minutes
thing about it,
to get your weapons,
Yes.
to not die,
to
Right.
explore,
to not get left
to
behind.
find keys to get the
That's
unlock
right.
the
Yeah.
like the padlocks to get out of houses or out of the suburbs.
Yeah.
You're all children. Essentially,
Yeah.
you're all probably 14 and under. What makes this game so terrifying is the soundtrack. As you're playing the game, you hear kind of some moaning and grumbling, but every so often it just goes raw, and it has this zombie gargle, and at that point in time, every zombie that you've killed that you've been collecting into the little box, you dump back on the board.
Yeah, you just dump a horde of zombies right there.
Right
and you're
on top of the
"Ta-da!"
player who just finished their turn, right? So you're scrambling. You are
Yeah.
always scrambling.
Yeah.
And this is the game that we talk about stomach hurting, tense. My kid was probably I don't know, 5 or 6 at the time we were playing it.
This was a
and
baby
we were playing
punching
it,
game.
and we were. We were probably 3 or 4 rounds into it because it's a
Enough
campaign.
sorry.
infant violence.
I'm sorry.
So we were 3 or 4
If you'd
rounds
like to
into
donate
it.
to the ACLU
Well, no,
to
no,
combat
it was
her.
just
Do you
where
wanna
you
tell
had
the story,
No,
or-
no, no. I'm
Okay.
just saying it was so rage-inducing because you're focused on the game and stuff like that. And you're like, oh my god, I can't do anything else.
So we're playing this at the kitchen table, and we've got, so it's myself, and it was iProfit, Just Colleen,
Yeah.
and GloryHoundd, and we were playing it, right? And it was so intense. We were 3 or 4 campaigns into it, and we were about to lose. And I remember one of the kids came up because we had 3 kids there,
They're
and they were like, "Can you make me a peanut butter jelly sandwich?" And I was like, "Not now, we're gonna die." And they were like, "But can I?" And I was like, "Did you not hear me?" And then it was roar, and I was like, "Zombies! There's more zombies!" I'm like, "You just got us attacked by the horde."
The kids are running away crying. I just wanted a sandwich.
They didn't quite cry, but it was a point where we were like, okay, here's the deal. We have to pause this to
Yeah,
make the food
yeah.
because if they interrupt us, it's
Yeah.
it was
It was
causing
we couldn't play.
terror.
We couldn't play with kids in the room.
We
'cause
decided that we
it was
won't play
too
with the kids
focused.
over
We
Yeah.
actually, I feel have played this less
It was
than we
too
would have.
focused, yeah.
Because
Because
of
there's always
kids.
that concern of well, we can't really do this now. The kids are going to buy,
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you
you
don't
have to,
want anybody
find
there.
That moment.
We decided babysitter to play this because otherwise
Seriously.
Yeah.
you get so intense into it. I get seriously
Laser-like focus
Yeah.
for this game. Okay.
It's intense. So how do you play any other zombie game after this? I mean,
You-
I'll
you
play
can't.
Touch of Evil.
It's not the
or,
same after
Last
this.
Last
Night on Earth
or-
because
It's
it's
not the
more
same.
thematic and stuff. But this is so true to the zombie experience where you never know when the horde's going to attack. I can't play other zombie games.
The
It's
whole,
hard
Yeah.
the
for
whole
me.
production's great too. The art, the
Oh,
big,
it's
the big
so-
old
yeah.
tiles.
The characters, there's solo. I mean, this is the solo campaign book right here.
Yeah.
You can play it solo if you want to
Yeah.
have a heart attack in your house by yourself with no witnesses.
If you want to have a heart attack at home,
I'm sorry, this
you're having
is
a little
my
bit of heart
most-
murmur problem.
If-
Just do this and you're fine.
If
You're
we're
fine.
talking
Just
about
pass
our
right
most
out.
underrated
Pass right out.
games, this is going to be the one I'm going to mention every time. I don't know how it doesn't get more
Well,
talked about
I agree
more.
with you because you know what game everyone was talking about for a while was Escape. You know
Yeah.
where you're rolling the dice. It's another real time kind of thing with
Right.
the soundtrack. Why isn't this at least as popular, if not more, than
I don't
Escape?
know because it is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love this game.
amazing.
I love it.
No, it's excellent. I
It's
agree.
like my number 1 panic-inducing game. It's my number 1 zombie game. It's my number
I
1
knew you were
underrated
going to talk about
game.
it, so I didn't put it on my list.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had it. You're the
Yeah.
first
No.
person I
We have
know
it,
in
yeah.
our gaming group that has it.
Yeah, no, we love it.
Nobody
Yeah.
else I know has this game.
All right, so mine number 1, which would have been Zombie 15, but is not,
We all left it out because we knew he was going to talk about it.
Yeah, I love this game.
is Not So Fast. So Not So Fast is a lovely little
Boom,
game.
Smirk and
where,
Dagger.
yeah, by Smirk and Dagger, and you're flipping over cards. And once you have a certain combination of nuts that come up, you are reaching into the center and trying to extract that nut on the table before anybody else
I like
does.
how you got all scientific
Before
with it.
anybody else.
Extract. I'm just like, yeah, in this game you got to grab a bunch of nuts. She's like, you have to extract with great
No,
precision.
this gets intense. I mean, we've played it with kids, we've played it with adults, and you are slamming your hand in there.
Yeah.
Like, I got my
Oh.
8-year-old
You'll
injured my
hurt
hands
somebody.
trying to get
Half
to
the
these.
time you play this, someone's
Straight up hurt
bloodied
somebody.
by the end.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. You'll straight up hurt somebody
Because
playing
if you
this
get
game.
the right combination, you've got, I mean, if there's 3 players, you've only got like a half a second to reach in and grab the 2 walnuts.
Well, and then you
before
get that
it's done.
anxiousness, like before somebody flips a card, you're like, hold on.
But
hold
what
on.
makes this
You're like,
game-
get your hands back. Get your okay, hands back
But tell
here,
them about
back
the
here.
greatness of the game is it's not just like, oh, if you see 4 of something, there's other combinations that
Yeah,
Yes.
no,
cause
it's
different
groups
things.
of 4, or if you like get 2 groups of 4, or if
Is it
it's a
different-
group of 7.
Yeah, or if you get the
or-
pistachios.
Well, you gotta talk
just-
about these, too.
pistachios, yeah.
You gotta talk
oh,
about
and
the
the
nutty
nutty
poses.
Yep.
The nutty poses.
So as you're playing it, and if one of the nutty poses gets flipped over, you've got to immediately do the nutty pose, and the last person gets all the cards
Well,
that were played that
there's
turn.
numbers that are flipped, either
Yeah.
a 1, 2, or 3, and
So
every
there's
time you
3
play
nutty
it,
poses.
the poses are randomly assigned to those numbers. So not only do
You're
you
like,
Do you have to? Yes, exactly. Not only do you have to do it the fastest, but you have to like check to make sure. Wait, which pose is this?
We played this on Twitch.
Yeah.
And our little Glory Bear, or previously known as Player 3, went ahead and played it, and we taped her like doing this, and like
because her nutty poses
before every nutty pose, it was like this.
It was great.
Well, and then a nutty pose, and then it was like, oh, okay.
And we did the playthrough for Game Boy Geeks channel too, and it's the same thing. There's all these like false starts when you're trying to figure out which pose, and
it's like your brain just can't handle this much stuff of like nutty poses plus trying to get what's in the middle, and like you're just trying to go between things.
And the company's great.
It's very panic-inducing. Yeah,
the company's
it's very
great.
good.
They saw you at Gen Con, and that's how we ended up getting this copy.
Oh, that's cool.
I remember seeing you on Game Boy Geeks channel, and
it's funny because I went by the Smirk and Dagger booth at Dice Tower Con, and I was in that video too. But
well, the Game Boy Geek helped me out with it, so he helped me out.
No, I love
he
them.
helped me out with
Dead
it.
Last is another game by theirs that's excellent. I mean, they're a fun company.
This is definitely a game you could take camping. You could take it to your church group. You could take it to work. You could take it anywhere.
How do you guys feel about our panicky games? Do we feel like we need to have a day of panic where we play all the games at once?
I'm not
just
gonna lie to you, just talking about this game has got my heart
and then like your heart starts going. You're like,
as long as we have like some heart medication.
I was gonna say, then we'll all have a heart attack in the evening, and it'll be lovely.
Yeah, I'm addicted to energy drinks, but this thing gets my heart beating so fast. I think if I woke up and just played this,
that would be it. You'd be good for the day. It's like instead of the cup of coffee.
The game night's gonna end with like a scene from Pulp Fiction with like the syringe into someone's chest, trying to like, okay, I'm back.
I've decided that's how I want to go out in this world.
Is nutting so fast? I mean, playing nuts so fast.
Zombie 15.
Zombie 15. Yeah, Zombie 15. All right, well, guys, thank you so much for watching us on our show. I hope that you guys enjoyed everything. Let us know what your panic-inducing games are.
Seriously, like what games have we not talked about?
Absolutely, I want to hear
These are our top 3
because I want to play them and I want to be panicked at least for a little while. Okay. Also, like and subscribe to our channel, and make sure to ring the bell for lots of content that we produce during the week. And Greg, where can we check you out at?
Check out our podcast, Hooked on Geek, every Monday morning. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah, DrGloryHogg, Twitter, Instagram, and on Twitch on the GloryHoundd channel.
That's right, and just hang out on our website, check stuff out.
All things GloryHoundd.
Give us some comments on the bottom here about what you're playing. Okay?
Yeah, we want to know what next top 3 we should cover.
Ooh, that's a good one. What next top 3 should we cover? I mean, and we're kind of out of the box top 3 here, Yeah,
so. We're not trying to just do your normal ones. We're trying to do stuff that's a little bit more unique. So
that's right.
Definitely toss us your ideas and we'll cover it.
Absolutely. All right. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you.